Okay, now we're going over percent of change. So we're looking at the difference. So today, that's our goal, find the percent of change. So when we look at it, the percent of change, we subtract. We find the difference between what the original amount was and what it changed to, and then we put it over the original amount. This difference will always be positive. It's not going to have a negative to it. We'll make it positive. So when we look at it, just a reminder, once we divide it and we simplify it, we're going to move it over 2 decimal points to write it as a percent. So if a stock was $15 yesterday and today it closed at $13, what is the percent of decrease? First of all, we can see it decreased. It was 15, it went down to 13, so it went down. So we find the difference between 15 and 13. So 15 minus 13. It was originally $15 stock, so that's what goes in the denominator. So 15 minus 13 would be 2. Okay, 2 out of 15, simplified out, is about 0.133. Move it over 2 decimal places, 1, 2, and it's about 13.3% decrease. It went down. Here's one that I found interesting, looked it up. Hamburger from McDonald's. Back in the 1950s, it was 15 cents for a hamburger. Today, just a quarter pounder with cheese is $3.79. What is the percent of increase? It went up. It wasn't 15 cents, now it's $3.79. So once again, we find the difference. $3.79 minus 15 over the original amount of 15 cents. You subtract that, that's $3.64 divided by 15. You do that, it's about 24.27. It's 24.6 repeating, but we'll round up. So now we move it over 2 places, and so it's gone up 2,467% from when that was when I was reading first open. Price of a widget has gone up by 16 and 2/3%, or about 10%. What is the old price? So we know that it's gone up by 10 cents. All right, we want to know what it did start with, the original amount. Well, the original amount's in our denominator. We don't know what it is. We know the difference is 10%. And we know our percent, what it will equal, so we can plug in those 2 parts. So when we go ahead and write, here's our percent. We converted it to a decimal point. We know the change, 10 cents. We want to know the original amount. So now you can really, if this is over 1, we could cross multiply. This is a proportion. Cross multiply and solve. So this is over 1, so 0.10 times 1 is 0.10. 0.1667 times x is 0.166 times x. So we have to divide, and when we divide, it's about 60 cents. So originally, the widget cost 60 cents. So that's what we're doing for today, is percent of change. One thing I didn't really emphasize, but if you look at is percent of increase or decrease, find the original amount. Did it go up from the original or down from the original? That's how we'd say percent of increase. But we find the difference, subtract what it was, what it changed to, put it over the original amount, and then write it as a decimal.